You have to emulate Hashem. Then you have to emulate Hashem in all His ways, and so there is a certain.
She's nice.
You know what I mean? I mean seriously, not the Hamantashen, but it seems like it would be parallel. God created us in His image.
That's why we are like that. The only creations of Hashem that have taivas.
But here, most of the taivas we say
are that we could control are human beings. It says that the Yesh HaNivra, the created Yesh, is actually it's rooted in the Yesh HaMiti. Only, and that's what we're gonna talk about that.
That's
why that Dir B'Tachtonim.
What is that Yesh HaMiti?
Right, Yesh HaMiti is the true
Amiti.
The true existence. Right. Right, the only creation in the world that could think, and we all actually sense that. We don't think that way, but we have to always battle that notion that mitziusi matzmusi, as Levi mentioned, that my existence, I'm a self-made man, as a human being. Animals don't think that way. Angels don't think that. Only humans, and the reason why humans think that way is because they're the only ones that have sort of an access to Hashem's essence, where Hashem is mitzvusay me'atzmusay, His essence is, He is self-made, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, how does it connect to the essential taiva?
So
that seemingly
the reason why we have,
and it's good and it's appropriate. Like in Hashem's case, it's appropriate. Not the taivas that are inappropriate. Like most of the taivas we speak about, you're supposed to subjugate. Not that taiva. No. But here we're saying that Hashem has built His whole thing on a taiva. Then on top of that fundamental taiva, you have mitzvahs. So maybe we're the same way. There's a basic taiva that we're built upon, and then on top of that taiva, there's mitzvahs.
That's true, and that taiva is.
What is that taiva?
Is to become one with Hashem. It's not really a need. A person could do do his duties without feeling that level of bittul to Hashem. But it's not a mitzvah in the Torah to be bottled to Hashem. It's a mitzvah to do mitzvahs. However, we all want to strive higher, and that is to reach into the essence of our soul, which is really truly one with Hashem.
So that'd be like Hashem wants to live down here, and we want to be one with Him. Like in Tefillin, it says, what does our Tefillin say? Here is the Lord, God, Lord is one. What does His Tefillin say? It's kind of like that.
Right? We're actually, that's what it means, the image of Hashem. It's a good point. And that's why we were given actually the mission. I think this also ties into what we were talking about over here. To fulfill that taiva. That's the next point. So the Alter Rebbe begins studying. I think we're not going to finish the chapter today. We barely began it. But the Alter Rebbe begins with raising a question. What does it mean? Hashem wants a dwelling place in the lower world. What does it mean, the lower world? Obviously, we're talking about lower in a spiritual sense, because there's only one physical world. And what does it mean that Hashem wants to dwell in the lower world? Hashem is here. Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly everywhere. What does it mean that Hashem wants to reside in the lower world? The whole concept of higher and lower is a subjective way of us seeing the reality. We see a lower world, and we know that there's higher worlds. But that's only to us. To Hashem, it's all the same. Hashem is everything, Hashem is everywhere. So, what's this concept of the lower world compared to Hashem? That's the question that's going to lead us through understanding this topic of the Dir B'Tachtonim, the dwelling place in the lower world. So the answer is, indeed, it's not, again, it's a taiva. Don't make the mistake in thinking that it's a need. If low meant low compared to Hashem, then Hashem would have a need. Hashem would say, there's worlds that accept me, worlds that know me, and there's worlds that don't know me, and I want people in those worlds to know me. That would not be characterized as a taiva. That would be a rotzen. That would be a desire. Hashem, there's places that don't acknowledge Hashem, and Hashem wants to be acknowledged there too. That's a legitimate desire. But if we make that mistake and think that Hashem is imperfect because there's a place in the world that doesn't... But why is there a place in the world... Why is there a world that doesn't know Him? He's everywhere. He hid Himself. So you're hiding yourself, and they don't know you, so just take off the hiding. It's not... No one's in your way. It's not like the master he's greater. It's not that Hashem is greater than us. We are nothing, he's everything. The master who's great, he needs a slave to help him achieve something that he cannot on his own. He can by hiring servants and paying them and making them work, but he can't do it directly. Hashem doesn't need anyone to help him. Hashem if Hashem is, so to speak, complaining that there's a world that doesn't acknowledge him, then let him just show himself and the world will acknowledge him. You created the problem, and the solution lies in your hands only.
In Hashem's hands?
Yeah. The concept of high and low is something that Hashem invented. It's not. It's low because Hashem chose to be concealed. Hashem chooses to be revealed. It won't be low anymore. So, that's why it's a taiva. Hashem wants something interesting over here. He wants something different. He's not looking to fill a need. If he was looking to fill a need, he would long ago take care of it himself. Hashem
It's
wants...
like a game, almost.
Yeah, it is.
The taiva.
What's Hishtalshalut?
We'll talk about it in just a moment. So, what is Ishtashalut? Ishtashalut is actually what calls for high and low, higher worlds and low worlds. Higher worlds, which means that they're closer to Hashem. They acknowledge and feel Hashem more than in the lower worlds. Ishtashalut means like a chain. Our world is the last link on the chain. Meaning it's the lowest world. It's the most distant from Hashem. And there's higher worlds, and there's higher worlds and higher worlds, and none of them actually could understand. The essence of Hashem is not revealed in any of them. So why did Hashem make this whole hishtalshalus? This whole concept of a chain of many worlds, where in which there's higher worlds and lower worlds. He said he created the problem. He made the Ishtashalus. Now, this Ishtashalus poses another very troubling philosophical question. One of the things that we know about Hashem is that Hashem is good. Goodness is in general the natural state of things in the world. The reason why people are not good is because they're greedy, and they think that if they share with others, they will lack. The truth is that people who have a lot and have not only physically, also spiritually, have no reason to be bad. Why is someone bad to someone else? It's because he thinks that the other person is infringing on him. Right? That's how it is. It says when Mashiach will come, there won't be hunger and war and jealousy. Why? The Rambam writes, one reason for all this is all the things that will stop when Mashiach comes is for one reason, because there will be an abundance of good. When people feel that there isn't enough for everyone, that's when people start fighting. When there's enough for everyone, no one fights. In yeshiva, when the food that they give a lot, they have bread. People don't run for bread because there's bread. Everyone, no one's. But you have like the chicken or whatever it is. That's when everyone feels that they need to get there first to get it. That's how
fight for it.
Yeah, so not everyone fights for it. There's different levels, but that's how it is. That we become competitive when there isn't enough for everyone. When there's enough, there's no reason to fight. So the whole idea of darkness and evil and fighting and bad is something that only human creations could experience. Because we're the only ones, we could experience. Also, angels actually. There is a certain element of jealousy in their fellow angels' level. You have something that I don't have. That's why I'm jealous of you. If I'm jealous of you, I'm gonna try to get it from you. I'm gonna fight with you. If I'm not, even if I'm decent enough not to hurt you, at least I'll have bad feelings towards you because you have something that I want, or I think you have something that I want. That's the source of all negative behaviors, is a lack. When there's an abundance of everything, then there's no lack. So Hashem has no reason to be bad. That's when we say that there's a principle in Jewish faith that teva tov leitiv, the nature of a good one is to do good. Hashem is the ultimate good. Hashem has no lacking. Hashem has no reason to be jealous of anyone. Hashem created everything, so Hashem is good. So whenever we see Hashem acting in a way which does not appear to be good, that poses a question. Why is Hashem doing it? And the answer is, there's hidden good. It seems to be negative, but it's bringing better good. That's the basic answer. When this question comes up in many different forms, and the answer comes in many forms. You see, why does Hashem punish sinners? Hashem is good because there's different levels to answer this question. You could answer
Or why the
on a basic
Holocaust
level,
happened, even.
right?
Maybe.
But let's before that, let's talk about why Hashem says if someone doesn't keep Shabbos, he has to be put to death, because Hashem is being cruel to protect the community from someone that's messing up for everyone else. And on a deeper level, Hashem is being good to the person himself by punishing him, so that atones for his sin. So although Hashem is good and kind, sometimes he acts in an unkind way. But there must always be something good that's going to come out of it. If you see God doing something negative, you have to know that this is not the last step. There's another step. It's leading towards something good.
A greater good.
A greater good. That's why there's this punishment, this severity, this hardship. So Seder Shtalshalus poses this question. What's Seder Shtalshalus? In 2 words, that Hashem created many worlds, and what puts worlds apart from one another is the fact that one is higher than the other, or the other way around, that one is higher and the next one is lower and lower and lower, like in a chain.
It says a chain-like descent of spiritual worlds.
Right, that's the Shtashul Sa'olamis. So, what makes one world lower than the other world? Hashem is concealing himself from it, right? Hashem is hiding from himself from this world. That makes this world lower. So Hashem created the one world, where he hid himself to create the whole idea of a world. Then that world still has a certain level of connection with Hashem. And Hashem hides himself even more. That creates another world, and even more another world, until he creates our world, which